I mean, Iowa's a very good team. You know, it starts with their offensive line. They're very well coached. Coach Ferentz and his son do a great job with the offensive line. They got the Mackey Award winner at tight end. They got got some good running backs who run hard. You know, they're one-cut runners. They run the inside and outside zone and stick their foot in the ground and cut, catch the ball while in the backfield. They've got a good, group of receivers that are very, very good. 84 is a really good receiver on third down. And the quarterback, he's big, he's strong, he's a pro-style quarterback. They're a little different than the teams we face week in, week out, which is what kind of makes bowls so unique and so special, that we don't face a team that's 21, 12, 22, 13 personnel. They have some different personnel groupings. So the disadvantage is we don't see that a lot, but the advantage for us is they won't know exactly how we're going to be lined up to some of that stuff. So we're excited, and you asked me what worries me. Nothing. We got a good group of guys. They're going to practice hard, and rather than focus on, we focus on tendencies and things like that, but we really focus on our execution. So it's really about how we come out and play on Tuesday at noon.
Nate Stanley doesn't beat you with his feet, but he does have escapability and size, tough to bring down. Is it a gang tackling?
Yeah, you have to do that. I mean, he's big and he's strong, and he certainly makes plays. What he does really, really well, that he hasn't been sacked very often because he's willing to stand in there and throw, and he probably runs a little better than you think. I mean, we've been watching him, and it's probably because of the uniform, but we certainly have made the comparison to a guy like Ben Roethlisberger. He's hard to tackle, and we're a team that pressures, so we have different ways of pressuring, whether it be from the perimeter or up the middle, and if we can prevent him, if we can get him off his point, so to speak, or off his set point, we think that's a real advantage for us.
What has made your defense so dominant this year?
We have good players, and we have got a real good culture. We've got really good players. We have a head coach who allows us to be creative, and our players really, really play hard. For the people of Tampa, you're going to see a team come out, on Tuesday at noon that is very, very a proud group of players from the state of Mississippi who are proud to be here, proud to represent their state and their university, and will give everything they've got.
How well has the team retained the game plan, over the Christmas break?
Yeah, that's always a concern. I mean, you see, there's such a layoff from 2 days before Thanksgiving to playing on New Year's Day, and you see that every year in bowl games. I mean, we were just talking about it. My good friend Manny Diaz is the defense coordinator of Miami, and they're a good team, and they got smoked yesterday. So you see teams with lesser talent beat teams with more talent. The things we've talked about for bowl games is desire to be there, and our players really want to be here. As I said, we're very proud to be here. We're very excited to be a part of this bowl game. It's about tackling. You can't lose your focus on tackling because you don't tackle for a bit of time right there. It's about ball security, so we got to have a good nose for the ball and hunt the ball. And it's about special teams. You see those things suffer in bowl games, and those have been points of emphasis. And the first couple weeks of bowl practice are really program development. You're keeping your players fresh who have played a lot, but you're also giving it an opportunity to practice some of your younger players. And then last week we really started to focus on Iowa, so we got really back into the game plan. And yesterday was our first day down here practicing for Iowa, and the players retained the game plan pretty well. They're very locked in, they're very focused, and as a coaching staff, we're very fortunate to have a group of mature, older players who get what we're trying to accomplish.
You mentioned with Iowa, it's not something you see every single day with the personnel groupings, but is there any team that maybe you guys played this year that almost reminds you a little bit of that? Or is
No. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. There really isn't. I mean, I think, I'm sure Iowa's searching on their cut-ups. We have about 73 snaps of base defense all year. Base defense meaning 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and 4 DBs. And some of the personnel groupings they present, we're going to have to play base defense. So you guys can do the math. 73 snaps divided by 12 games means about 6 a game. So, I mean, yeah, there's bits and pieces here and there, but to the extent that they utilize some of these personnel groupings is different than the SEC West and is different than the SEC in general. And I always think that's part of the fun of bowl games. I mean, that's the unique matchups and things along those lines. Again, going back to the Miami-Wisconsin game yesterday, I'm sure Miami doesn't play teams that have Wisconsin style of play. What we are, though, is we're tough, and we'll match toughness against anybody, and we're physical, and we run to the ball very well. So those skills and those characteristics have stood the test of time no matter what type of offense you're playing against.
Having a guy like Jeffrey coming back and playing in a bowl game, what is having him for one more game, and then what does it do for your defense having a guy like that playing in a bowl game?
That's a great point. I'm glad you brought it up. I mean, we have 3 players who are potential on defense, who are potential first-round draft picks. Jeffrey Simmons, Montez Sweat, and Jonathan Abram, and as good of football players as they are, they're even better people, and they're great teammates. And to me, with all the players electing not to play in the bowl games and things like that, I don't even know if that was an issue with these guys. I mean, I know it was brought up casually, but these guys wanted to be here. They wanted to finish this. We're a fairly highly ranked defense right now, and I think they want. We always talk about a championship standard. We talk about being a championship defense, and to these guys, I don't think the 2019 season is complete until we finish this game, and then. Then we'll look back and say what we did or didn't accomplish, what we accomplished as individuals, and then they'll move forward with individual goals and things like that. So I personally, and I know the staff is appreciative of those guys for their unselfishness, and they're willing to prepare and practice and get ready for a big bowl game against Iowa.